What's up, everybody? Man, it's your boy, Mr. Duga, coming at y'all with another live Q&A. Sorry I'm a few minutes late, man. Had to tend to something. Um, Big week, man. LSU wins the SEC championship game, beating the Georgia Bulldogs 37-10. The football playoff football committee did the right thing, put LSU back at number one, where they will be taking on the Oklahoma Sooners in the Peach Bowl in the college football playoff semifinal. And if they win that game, yo, it's the national championship game in New Orleans, yo. Um, Heisman Trophy presentation Saturday. Jambalaya Joe is, the big favorite to get the Heisman Trophy, which would be just absolutely remarkable. Philadelphia Eagles, man, despite all the injuries, despite the ugly first half, get a big overtime win over the New York Giants at home, tied for the division lead with the Dallas Cowboys. Um, got another big one, with the Washington Redskins Sunday to try to keep pace for the division. Miami Heat just continue to keep winning. Atlanta Braves still waiting to see if anything happened with the Josh Donaldson situation. And of course, man, a whole lot of NFL talk, playoff races, division races heating up. College football playoff and bowl games have been set. And of course, the NBA is starting to crank things up, man. So whatever y'all got, man, just holler at your boy, yo. What's up, Brian Dennis Stadium? Appreciate you tuning in. Thought you for a minute. Nah, man, I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. What's up, Malik Baker, man? Appreciate you tuning in. What's up? What's going on? Y'all should handle Oklahoma fairly easily. Yeah, I mean we should, yo. I know Jalen Hurts is a winner, man. I know Jalen Hurts gonna put up some points. But I love the way LSU defense is playing right now, flying around. Obviously I love the way this offense looks, man. Unless, just the unthinkable happens or LSU come out fumbling the ball or just something crazy like that, or God forbid nobody get injured. LSU should pretty much beat them fairly easily, yo. It's gonna be a home game for LSU. It's gonna be like probably 80% to 85% LSU fans in that Mercedes Stadium. So yeah, I sure hope you're right, but we should, yo. What's up, Sir Nando27? Appreciate you tuning in. Good evening, Mr. Dugar. Congratulations on that 4K last week. No doubt you will be a 1 million in no time. Is there any other bowl games that's catching your eyes? First off, greatly appreciate the support, man, from you and from everybody who has shown me a lot of love on the channel. Don't know about 1 million, but that would be nice though, man. Greatly appreciate the kind words. And as far as other bowl games catching my eye, of course, besides LSU, Oklahoma, and and Ohio State, Clemson. For me, I think Alabama Michigan is a very intriguing bowl game, man. Assuming that the players from Alabama, like Jerry Jeudy, play. There's rumors that they may not play. I'm sure Alabama fans will know a little more about that than I do at the moment. But assuming they play is interesting to me for the simple standpoint, man. Alabama fans, y'all know I don't like y'all. I can't stand y'all. But at the same time, man, I really hope Alabama just destroys Michigan. I'm tired of Jim Harbaugh always running off at the mouth about the SEC and everybody else, man. When he's over there trying to deflect or hide the fact that he ain't really getting things done like that. And another one for, me personally, Louisiana Lafayette is playing Miami, Ohio. I think is in the Linden Tree Bowl, January 6th. Shout out to the Rage Cages, man. Glad they fell short against App State in the Sun Belt Championship, but I want to see how they do, in their bowl game against another team that won their conference. And of course, the Sugar Bowl should be interesting, man, with Georgia and Baylor. Two teams built very, very similar as far as how they play, not as far as talent, obviously. Georgia has way more talent than Baylor, but they two teams who rely on defense that, you know, kind of play things close to the vest on offense. So, yeah, that's the bowl games that really got my attention besides the college football playoff. What's up, boys from D, man? Appreciate you tuning in. Pelicans keep losing. Yeah, injuries for them, man. I do think the Pelicans eventually, not this season, but next season and years to come will be all right as long as Zion can stay healthy. Um, obviously Zion hasn't played yet. Lonzo Ball has missed some time. I think Ingram missed like a couple of games. They're young. They're young and they're learning. The positive about them losing like this is they'll get another, really nice player, to come into that team next season. Maybe like a point guard or something like that, or another big man that could probably, shoot, or like a stretch four or something like that, depending on where they pick. It's a tough season for them. I know people felt like, including myself, felt like the Pelicans had a chance to make the playoffs, assuming Zion was healthy, which he's not. But they're gonna be all right in the long run, yo. What's up, Scorpio and the squad? Appreciate you tuning in. Auburn fan here. I hope y'all win it all. Hey, greatly appreciate that, man. I hope we do it too, yo. Like, I really hope we do it too, man. Go Tigers, that's right. What's up, Dennis Benson? Appreciate you tuning in. Dallas Cowboy Nation, tiebreaker goes to us. We are not tied. We are tied because we played week 16. Like the half, we both 6-7. There's no and a half. Yeah, they're gonna put you ahead right now because you won week 7, but we play again. If both teams win, if they say the Eagles win Sunday and Dallas win Sunday, okay, both teams, like Eagles have a better record, it don't matter, yo. It may matter if, Dallas end up, if we both have the same record and, Dallas win or whatever. But that really shouldn't happen. Basically, they both got the same record. I don't expect it. I know it almost happened last night, but I don't expect the Eagles to lose to the Redskins or the Giants. So if Eagles beat Dallas, the Eagles will win the division. So therefore, yes, we are tied. What's up, Conru girl? Appreciate you tuning in. What's going on? I didn't get a chance to ask you last week. Did you see Grambling crumble in the Bayou Classic? I didn't watch it live, but I did see I did check out the highlights afterward. They got a young man from my hometown. He's redshirting this year. He's on Southern team, and I have a lot of family and friends who went to Southern. And I spent a lot of time on Southern campus, so I was definitely glad to see the Jags pull that out, man. But yeah, man, these field goal kickers, man. Um, it's crazy how like big time games like that, similar to UL with UL Monroe. When these kickers either miss kicks or the kicks get blocked at the end. It's pretty crazy. So I was glad to see SU win the Bayou Classic, but unfortunately, I seen they fell to Alcorn State in the SWAC championship. But nevertheless, man, it's always good to see Southern get the win over Grambling, though. What's up, Lenny D? Appreciate you tuning in. You my guy, Mr. Dugas, but I gotta defend JJ Ortega-Whiteside. We not using him right. In my opinion, Alshon Jeffrey replacement. He's a 50-50 ball receiver, not a speedy guy. You right, he is. The thing with me though, that I have a problem with, I see him struggling to create separation. Like you said, with Jeffrey is a 50-50 ball guy, but at least a healthy Alshon Jeffrey does create separation, which, I understand that eventually grows with, more reps and more time, because you got to learn certain type of techniques to win on top of your route, which something he's not doing right now. He did it once last night, and he made a nice little catch, in a crucial situation, but that's something he got to get better with. Obviously, I hope he does because I know he's not going nowhere because he was our second round pick. So I know next year he's basically, going to be a starter for this team. He's going to be a starter now, basically, because it looks like Alshon Jeffrey going to miss the rest of the season. So, like right now, the problem is I still would have preferred DK Metcalf. I get it. You're not gonna really get like a Terry McLaurin, who's a speed guy for Washington, or a Darius Slayton, who's a speed guy for the Giants, who guys that we picked JJ Arcega-Whiteside over. But I felt like DK Metcalf could be a 50-50 ball guy. Plus, he has great speed, and we took Arcega-Whiteside over him. But like you said, I gotta give him time. I gotta believe in him. I gotta hope he figures it out, yo. What's up, Irish Panther? Appreciate you tuning in. I can't wait. LSU versus Oklahoma and Clemson versus Ohio State. Have one thing to say to Ohio State fans. Clemson is your daddy, 3-0 all time. Hey, I can't wait also, yo. I really think Clemson is going to I really think it's going to be LSU versus Clemson in the national championship, man, which would be an intriguing matchup. This year's number one pick versus next year's number one pick. Tigers versus Tigers. What it would be, 29-game win streak against against a LSU basically in their backyard. And if that happens, I'm not gonna be to the game. Obviously, it's a bit pricey, but I'll be in New Orleans, yo, in the atmosphere, man. So, Clemson. I'm pulling for Clemson, man. I'm just done with all this Ohio State complete team nonsense. Like, they coach on TV crying to be the number one team, shaking his head when he find out he number two. Don't they want to tell us play defense? Well, we did. Don't get down 21-7 to Wisconsin at halftime, yo. So I definitely hope Clemson punishes Ohio State, to be honest with you. Orlando Scangic is actively rooting for the Cowboys. I hope he's never allowed in another locker room. He can't be trusted. Yeah, what a weasel, man. I mean, this guy, it's like I watched the clip of him, going up there talking about all Dallas this and all this other stuff. Basically, he sold the Eagles out to dry for his loyal Cowboy, supporter Skip Bayless, to give him a little slot on Undisputed, since nobody wants him to play football because he's terrible. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he's just out there wearing his Dallas pom-poms and all this other stuff. But man, just what a weasel he is, yo. Like it's just it's just not a good look for him, man. Like, to just be that guy. Like, you could be a lot of people in life, but to be that guy, the guy that's just gonna go run and tell on everybody. Nobody trusts it. Like you said, nobody trusts that type of person or want to be around that type of person. I think his football career is absolutely over. Good for him. He snitched his way on. Skip love hearing mess about the Eagles, to feel good about his own team. But, hopefully the Eagles, despite all the injuries, still pull this division out. And all these Dallas people are looking crazy, knowing that you going up against a depleted team and you still can't win the division. Boston Scott was on fire last night. Yeah, he was, yo. Like, he definitely was, man. Kind of looked like a little Sproles out there, man, catching the ball out the backfield, running for tough yards in the middle. We needed that, man. Like, we really need that team. The team was just lifeless last night, man, until he went in there and gave us a little spark. Then you could have seen the confidence growing. You could have seen Dougie P getting more creative with his play calling. You could have seen Carson Wentz finally getting into a rhythm with the guys he had out there. I mean, it was a big win, man. I know people like, the Giants 2-10. Man, when you consider the fact that this team was on a 3-game losing streak, when you consider the fact that they out there with basically no wide receivers, man, when they out there without their leading rusher, when you down 14, you at home, it's pouring down rain, and you at home in Philly, where we all know, rightfully so, when we out there stinking up the joint, it's like we playing on the road. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he came up big last night, and we definitely needed that, yo. I wish we had Notre Dame. I wanted to sabotage them and had another big loss to their major poll record. They're 0-8 so far. Those guys are literally the biggest babies you'll ever find. Yeah, that would have been something, man. But y'all already did that to them, man. Y'all did that to them already in was the 2012 national championship. So, like, y'all did that to Notre Dame already, man. I want to see y'all do that to Harbaugh. Harbaugh got it coming. Harbaugh got a classic SEC beatdown coming for the second year in a row. Because remember, Florida destroyed them last year, in the Peach Bowl. So Alabama gonna get them this year and destroy them so Harbaugh can stop running his mouth, yo. Louisiana Tech versus Miami. Yeah, that shout out to La Tech too, another Louisiana team playing in a bowl game, man. They got a real shot to win that one too, man. Miami hasn't really been, they got some athletes over there, but Miami hasn't been real impressive at all this season. I'll be upset if I ever see them in the playoff. I absolutely agree with you, yo. I don't want to see Notre Dame in the playoffs ever again, man. Like they go out there and just get destroyed because they don't have. They look like a Big Ten team with like a non-Ohio State Big Ten team, man. Just out there with just a whole bunch of slow guys that can't run, that got no athleticism, yo. That's why I'm so glad the committee did the right thing and put LSU number one and Ohio State number two. Ohio State, yeah, people want to give like Penn State and Wisconsin and Cincinnati and all these teams. Man, these guys, if you just look at in Michigan, just go look at, the recruiting classes of those teams that last like 3 to 4 years. And you can see those guys don't have no 5 and 4 star players like that. Michigan may have a couple of them, but besides that, they playing against a bunch of guys that's not talented like that. When you look at the SEC, Alabama is full of 5 stars. Georgia is full of 5 stars. Florida has some 4 and 5 stars. A&M had like a number 2 or number 3 recruiting class last year. Auburn is consistently in the top 10 in recruiting. I mean, come on, give me a break, man, with all this Big Ten nonsense, man. So yeah, I agree. With Notre Dame looks like one of those teams, and I would love to not see them in the playoff again. What's up, not Super Mario 1215? Appreciate you tuning in. What's up, Mr. Dugas? What are your thoughts on QB Phillip Rivers? Where do you rank him among QBs all time? That's a good question, yo. As far as right now, I feel like he's done. Like, I feel like he should just go on and retire. Even though they had a great win Sunday, they had a big time. They destroyed the Jaguars. My goodness, on Sunday. Whatever happened to them? But all time, man, it's so crazy when it comes to the NFL, man, and these all time ranks and all that. Like me personally, just my humble opinion, I don't believe Eli Manning is nowhere near a Hall of Fame quarterback. I get it, he won 2 Super Bowls. I get it, he won 2 Super Bowl MVPs. But even think about those 2 Super Bowls. The Giants scored 17 points, then they scored 21 points. Like, their defense played great those 2 games against Tom Brady. The let's call it what it is. The throw to David Tyree, man, he closed his eye and threw that thing up. Now I gotta give him credit for the throw to Manningham in the second Super Bowl. That was one of the greatest throws you'll ever see. But he's now, since he lost last night, he's like what, 116 and 117 all time. Phillip Rivers. If Phillip Rivers had 2 Super Bowls and Eli Manning didn't have none, Phillip Rivers would be a lock to make the Hall of Fame, and Eli Manning wouldn't. As far as the greats, man, I mean, it's so many good quarterbacks that came through the NFL, man. I know he's thrown for a lot of yards. I know he's won some division titles. I mean, he's good, but I don't know if he's one of the best to ever do it. When I think about the best to ever do it, man, I think about guys like Tom Brady, and Joe Montana, Drew Brees, Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, Johnny Unitas, those type of guys, man. And I don't know if Phillip is in the top 10 of that, especially considering the fact that the only reason Eli is even being mentioned for the Hall of Fame is because he got a Super Bowl, well, 2 of them. And Phillip doesn't have any. So, I mean, he's had a solid career, but I don't know. I can't honestly say he had a better career than Donovan McNabb. You know what I'm saying? And McNabb is not even nowhere mentioned for the Hall of Fame. So I can't really say if, Phillip had a better career than McNabb. But so I don't know if he's one of the greats, like, or he's definitely a well-respected and very good quarterback of this generation, of this era. But I wouldn't really rank him too high as far as the QBs all time. As much as I hate being out the playoffs, at least it's more evenly matched teams. Cough, cough, Notre Dame. Hey, that's a great point, man. I'm with you on that, yo. Because Clemson and Ohio State is going to be a battle, man. That's going to be an absolute battle. Hell, I'm excited to see that game. And LSU Oklahoma, man, you got the storylines of Jalen Hurts playing against LSU. like he's beaten LSU. He's what 2-0 against LSU, I want to say, when he was at Alabama. So you got that whole aspect of it, and Jalen Hurts playing in Atlanta, where he lost his job to Tua in the national championship, where he saved Tua in the second half, of the SEC championship against Georgia, and I think he had beat Florida for an SEC championship in that building also. So you're right. These are some evenly matched teams. At least we know, like you said, at least with Oklahoma, we know Oklahoma could score. And Clemson and Ohio State obviously is very evenly matched. And yeah, you're right, man. I'm done seeing Notre Dame in these games, man. I'm absolutely done seeing them in these games just to go out there and lose by 50 when they play against athletes. What's up, Score Nation? Appreciate you tuning in. What's up, bro? Who do you think gonna get the 6th seed, Vikings or Rams? I think the Vikings get it, man. I know the Rams looked pretty impressive Sunday night. I need them to look impressive just like that again on this Sunday to take down the Cowboys, which I think they will. Um, but they still gotta play. I think they still gotta play. The 49ers again. And the Vikings, I never looked at. I know they got Green Bay. I think week 16 at home on a Monday night game, which is obviously a game they could win. But I didn't see the other two opponents. But I think the Vikings, and plus the Vikings are a game up on them already. So I think the Vikings will hold on that 6th seed in the NFC. I'm glad y'all put UGA in their coffin. Now we won't have to hear nothing about us losing, because to y'all, from those 1980 bombs, the fans are so delusional. They already want Kirby Smart gone. Yeah, I'm glad we took care of him too, man. I'm glad we did that too. Um, them one Kirby Smart gone is crazy, man. I mean, you had Mark Rick, who basically was a good coach, but just couldn't quite get over the hump. You know what I'm saying? So they basically let him walk away. Then you come in with Kirby Smart, who, Kirby Smart took him to a championship game, man. They was a 2nd and 26 away from winning a national championship. They was it was close to getting to the playoff last year. There was a game away from getting to it this year. I mean, I don't know what more they want. The only thing that I could say with them is Kirby Smart need to do something similar to what LSU did and get him a new offensive coordinator that's going to come in with an innovative offense, and open things up, because yeah, that offense they running just that's not what's that's not what's up, man. LSU fans, we know all too well about that type of thing. As we dealt, they looked like LSU a few years ago, a bunch of 4 and 5 stars everywhere, but playing very, very conservative on offense, trying to win on defense, and that's just not going to work in today's college football, as teams are spreading the ball around and scoring points. But yeah, that's crazy that they want Kirby out of there, yo. What's up, 6 Inc? Appreciate you tuning in. Joe Burrow is just like, I can't think of anything unique. He is unique. Jambalaya Joe, man, my boy, man. It's still surreal to think that it's like I won't believe it until I actually watch Saturday night and they call his name as the Heisman Trophy winner. It's still crazy to think, like, man, LSU has a quarterback, just anybody in general, but a quarterback, that's gonna win the Heisman, yo. Um, just what the guy is just amazing, man. Like, and I be watching, like, okay, like, where's his weaknesses? Like, I be looking for that. I'm enjoying everything, but I be looking for his weaknesses to see where teams might try to, maybe try to expose him. Man, he don't really have any, man. Like, to stop LSU offense is you got to get him on the ground. But even with that, he has like the #1 passer rating in the country when he's dealing with pressure. So, and plus he has the ability to move around in the pocket and find, throwing lanes to these great receivers we have. He could run. He has, nice speed where he could run. Um, he's accurate. He could throw deep, and he's smart. He know where everybody at and where they're supposed to be on the field. So yeah, it's that guy gives me all the hope in the world that LSU will win this national championship, man. I get it. I know Jalen Hurts is a big time player, and he's very experienced. I know that Ohio State is supposedly the most complete team, and they got Chase Young. I know Clemson is battle tested, and Trevor Lawrence gonna be the #1 pick in the draft next year, barring anything crazy happening. But that guy gives me and all LSU Nation hope that, hey, we gonna get it done this year. I just would love to see him play, man, in a national championship game in New Orleans, man. That would just be spectacular, man. I can't wait. I'm so excited, man. I can't wait till Saturday to see him get this Heisman in December 28th when we go out there in a playoff game, man. What's up, Iron Force One Game and One? Appreciate you tuning in. Do you think Philly or Dallas has it easier? It's a good question. The Eagles have it easy as far as they got the Giants and Redskins besides Dallas, but Dallas got it easier because they more healthy. Like they got all of their wide receivers out there. They got Cooper, Gallup, Randall Cobb out there, Ezekiel Elliott. You know what I'm saying? Like the Eagles are so banged up, man. It don't make no sense. Like I feel like Dallas should be ashamed that the Eagles are even have the same record as them at this point, man. Considering you ain't had your best receiver, Deshaun, all year but one game, yo. Alshon missed time, and now he's out the rest of the season. Aguilar comes up with these phantom injuries every other week. Jordan Howard has been out for 4 weeks, and who knows if he gonna play again. It's something with this medical staff too, man. I was told Deshaun gonna miss 2 to 3 weeks. He been out basically the season. I've been told Jordan Howard gonna probably miss a week with a stinger. He been out 4 weeks, and it's still no word if he even gonna come back. So you would think Dallas because they're more healthier, but we gonna see, man. The team showed heart last night and grit, which is something Dallas hasn't shown this season. What's up, Tiger Raven 18, 2018? If my Ravens beat the Jets on Thursday, we clinch the AFC North division. Hey, go get your AFC North t-shirts because y'all about to clinch it, yo. That's funny. I thought y'all had clinched it already, but man, so who's oh well, you know what? Yeah, that's right. Pittsburgh. Man, shout out to Pittsburgh, man. Like, man, to see that team, like us, man, ain't got nobody out there. And they finding ways to win games, man. Shout out to Mike Tomlin, man, and the job he doing with that team. But yeah, y'all basically y'all gonna win the division, man. And y'all gonna have the #1 seed in the AFC also, man. Shout out to Baltimore for that. I promise if Georgia gives him time to learn, he'll win some natties there. If they let him go, I'll gladly bring him back. I'd be happy for him to take over when Saban is ready to retire. Not that I am. Yeah, I agree, man. Kirby Smart has done he's done a great job over there, man. It just, fans, you know how we are, man. Like, shit, believe it or not, I seen a couple of Alabama fans that wanted Saban fired after the Auburn loss. So it's like some people just feel like they got to win a national championship every single year. And when they don't do it, they want the easy thing to do is just get rid of the coach. Sometimes it's just not your year, yo. So he just got to get an offensive coordinator, in my opinion, because he has talent. He's dominating the East. So, even though I believe Florida is creeping up on the heels and trying to catch them for the East, even though I believe Tennessee is getting a little better. Now, they're not nowhere near close to competing with Georgia and Florida. But, Tennessee is starting to, at least make a real threat to be a solid third in the East consistently. He just need to get an offensive coordinator. I think that receiver Pickens is going to be a stud, yo. I think that guy is like a little AJ Green. Is going to be a first round wide receiver. You know, he's just a freshman. So if they could just get an offensive coordinator, man, that could call some nice plays, come with a nice scheme, like LSU did with Joe Brady, and get their athletes in space, I think Georgia got a real shot to to keep contending for national titles. Their people do need to calm down. What's up, Richard Hall? Appreciate you tuning in. What's up, Mr. Dugas? What are the chances Burrow get the Heisman and Orgeron gets coach's honors? I think it's like a 99% chance that Burrow gets the Heisman. And I think it's a great chance. I'll say about a 75% chance. Because, you got coaches like Matt Rule at Baylor who did a great job, especially considering where that program was just like 2 years ago. And, PJ Fleck, even though I thought they was a little overhyped when they beat Penn State, he done a great job with that program. So I think they're gonna get consideration. But I do think that Coach O should win Coach of the Year. And I think it's like a 99% chance Jambalaya Joe win the Heisman. I just can't wait to see them call his name, man. I'm excited about that. What's up, Nola Nerd? Appreciate you tuning in. LSU and Clemson, Death Valley versus Death Valley. I like it, and I do think that's what's gonna happen. I do think that will be your national championship game. LSU Tigers versus Clemson Tigers. What a game that would be. What a matchup that would be. I got a lot of respect for Clemson. I got respect for Oklahoma because of Jalen Hurts and Lincoln Riley. And like I said, anything could happen. But, assuming we get through that game, man, I definitely think Clemson knocks out Ohio State and ends all this hype around this team who hasn't played any team with athletes worthy of nothing this year. And I get it. Clemson schedule was a little soft too, but at least Clemson played a talented Texas A&M team, and at least Clemson is battle tested, with this team last year. But man, that would be a great matchup, and in the Mercedes-Benz Dome, man. LSU Clemson, like you said, Tigers versus Tigers. Death Valley versus Death Valley. They'll be on like a 29-game winning streak. Yeah, that would be amazing, man. I would, Lord willing, I would be in New Orleans for that also, man. That would be amazing. What's up, Chandler Hodge? Appreciate you tuning in. What's up, Eagles and Cowboys or something else? Man, they are, man. But the Eagles, man, I'm gonna say this, man. Eagles are so banged up, man. Like, now granted, that Dolphins loss still is irritating me. But it's the NFL, it happens. But this team is so banged up, man. Like, now you got Jeffrey out for the year. Like, now your receivers basically are Aguilar, who doesn't really like Carson Wentz, as we all know. A Greg Ward Jr., who was a practice squad guy, like they said, was playing in the AAF just a few months back. JJ Arcega-Whiteside, who was a second-round pick, still trying to, find a rhythm in the offense. And, we using a third tight end as a receiver. Like they said, Josh McCown was getting ready to suit up to go out there wide receiver if somebody else would have got hurt. It's crazy, man. But that Week 16 matchup in Philly will be something. The Eagles got to take care of business against the Redskins, man. It's a little bit of a relief that we don't get a veteran quarterback this week. We get a young quarterback in Haskins. So Jim Schwartz can maybe come with some type of exotic type of defenses and coverages that could maybe confuse them a little bit. But I am a little concerned. Adrian Peterson out there, I know he runs hard, even though the Eagles are solid against the run. Gotta go out there and take care of business, man. I know we shorthanded on the road. It's a division rival, but we gotta go out there and take care of business. And then Week 16 basically will be for the division. Ohio lucky to be number 2. Yeah, like they coach. It's so funny how they coach with how after the games, Coach O was up there like, we'll play whoever, whenever, however, whatever. But they coach up there slamming the table. We should be the number 1. That goes to show you, man, you running from Clemson, man. Like, you really wanted a easier path. Granted, LSU wanted it too. We both wanted it. But I feel like LSU would have embraced the idea of playing against Clemson in a semifinal. You know, LSU would have embraced that. You know, Ohio State, I don't feel like they embracing that. I feel like they bummed out that they not number one. LSU wouldn't have been bummed out that they not number one. LSU would have used that as fuel to the fire. Okay, we not complete. Now we're gonna go out there and beat Clemson and Ohio State. You know, but them, they just are, oh, well, you know, this, that, we should have been number one. I hope Clemson destroys them, man. Like, I'm not lying. I really hope Clemson destroys Ohio State, yo. If Clemson and Ohio and LSU meet in national title, this will be a battle of Death Valleys. Yeah, it'll be a battle of Death Valleys and Tigers, yo. Um, that would just be an intriguing matchup, man. But you know, but to be fair to Oklahoma, respect to Oklahoma, unless you got to get past them. Even though I feel like they will, or they should, Oklahoma should not be able to stop this offense at all. You know, barring injury, but. You know, got to go out there and get it done, man. Close that game out. And Clemson got to beat Ohio State, man, which I think they will. And, yeah, we definitely got something to look forward to there. Someone in Brunson live chat said that Wentz got more comfortable once the diva receivers was out the game. What do you think? Do you think it's true? I won't necessarily say, you know, he did get more comfortable, but I won't say it's because the receivers was out. I'll say because Dougie P adjusted his play calling a little bit. Like, he had him rolling out, which is, Wentz throws a great ball on the run, which is something I've been crying for weeks, that roll Wentz out, stop dropping them back with these receivers when you know they can't consistently beat man coverage like that. You got to roll Wentz out, give him a run pass option. But I'm gonna say this, man. Those young receivers play with more heart than Jeffrey and Aguilar do. Like, they really do. It's so obvious, man, that those guys just have a problem with Wentz, man. It's so obvious to where it's like, you know, it's unfortunate that Jeffrey is injured, and I don't want injury on nobody. And Jeffrey, when he's motivated and focused, could have helped this team. But, you know, it's like I am kind of intrigued, though, to see how this team does without him out there. I am intrigued about that as far as, you know, let my quarterback lead. He's playing with receivers that respect him as the quarterback and the leader of the offense. You could tell Jeffrey and Aguilar kind of just had their own mind going over there. And I know it's a chance Aguilar obviously going to play again, probably. Who knows? But you know, Greg Ward out there, a practice squad guy out there fighting. You know, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside is a rookie. You know, Josh Perkins, a practice squad guy. You know, and you know Zach Ertz, you know, he had a bad game against Miami. Shout out to him. He made up for that last night. You know Zach Ertz going to give us everything he got. And God, if he just don't fumble the football and catch the football, he's a really good tight end. So, I am intrigued to see how my quarterback do. I really want the Eagles, man, to win this division and get in a playoff game. Now, granted, I don't expect a Super Bowl run out of this team this year, but it would be great just to get that experience for Wentz of playing in a playoff game. You know, and then next season, man, come in with just a lot on his plate and get some young receivers that respect him as the leader and as the quarterback instead of having their own agendas wishing that Nick Foles was there. You know, so I think it had more to do with the play calling, but I think that I'll say this, I think the team will be a little more united, you know, while those guys are not out there, because everybody else I feel like believes in Carson, and those two guys are kind of cancers in the locker room. Y'all Eagles can have this division. Yeah, like the Eagles definitely can, yo. As a Cowboy fan, I want a higher pick. Try to get LSU safety Grant Delpit. I hope not. As far as y'all getting Delpit, man, that's exactly what Dallas need too in that back end, man, is Grant Delpit. So I really hope that the Eagles win the division, but I hope somebody else pick Delpit ahead of Dallas, man. I was glad that the Dallas didn't get Jamal Adams, yo. But yeah, the Eagles could win the division, man. It's just, man, the injuries, man, are just so crazy, man. God, I absolutely love Christmas, but I can't stand Christmas music. Good music, but listen to it too much. You must not be listening to the right Christmas music, man. Like, me personally, like, for example, for me, my favorite Christmas song to listen to at all time, every year, and I'm talking about since I was a little boy, man, is Silent Night by the Temptations, man. Like whenever, which we, Christmas a couple of weeks away. Whenever Christmas is coming, is approaching, I just love listening to Silent Night by the Temptations, man. Please tell me you at least like that Christmas song, yo. And Orlando Scandrick is a bum. The only thing he ever done right was Drea Michelle. He trashed. He loved the cowgirls, and it didn't even him clown. I agree. I agree. He did hit a grand slam on Drea Michelle. I gotta give him that. He hit a grand slam on her. She is just an amazingly beautiful, gorgeous woman, yo. But yeah, man, he awful, man. He just up there looking like a snitch, man. Whether you young, old, you know, black, white, Hispanic, whatever race, whatever your, sexual orientation is, whatever you prefer, nobody likes a tattletale. Like, nobody likes somebody that's just gonna tattle, tattle, tattle. Nobody likes being around that type of person, man. Male, female, it don't matter. And he's just a tattletale out there, man. And it's really a weak look for him, man. Like, if that's what he got to do to be relevant, that's just not a good look. I get it. He got, like you say, he has Drea. They have a child together. He has millions of dollars. I get it. But he's known. I get it. But that's just not a good look, man. To be that guy, it's just bad, man. What's up, Roku? Appreciate you tuning in. Want to congratulate y'all LSU boys on the number one. I'm a Buckeye fan, but I'm happy for y'all. Hoping it will be Joe Burrow versus his former team in the title game. Don't let the media make you haters. Yeah, I guess it is the media, yo. I actually agree with you on that because before this season, I never had a problem with Ohio State, yo. I respected the players over there. I respected what they was doing. Now, granted, we got issues with the type of what Urban Meyer, the things that he do, but it's no doubt that he's a great coach. But I guess it is you're right. I'm gonna give you that. I guess it is the media making, because I have become an Ohio State like disliker. Like I do deep down want Clemson to destroy Ohio State, and I guess it is the media, yo. Then I'm watching the Big Ten championship game, man, and you got Joel Klatt. I get it. He works for Fox. He covered, basically most of the Ohio State games. I get it. But for him to go up there, man, and just throw out these resumes like, oh, look how like Ohio State's been more dominant and LSU played a FCS school. Like, man, who cares, man? like, come on, man. Like, I guess it's the media thing, man. I guess that really is, yo. Cause it really has made me have a dislike for Ohio State. It really has. Orlando Scandrick is a clown. Like, he just looked bad out there, man. He looks weak, man. Like, I can't be that guy. Like, I just can't. How can you be comfortable being that guy? Like, I'm just gonna just tell on everybody, and I don't know, man. Like, I couldn't do it. No doubt Kirby has done some very stupid things, but he's only been a head coach for 4 years, and he's still learning a lot. And he still won 3 East Division titles in a row. They are so spoiled. Yeah, they are. I agree with you on Kirby, man. Now to be honest, when Georgia first hired Kirby, I wasn't really like that fond of it because I never seen him as a head coach, and I know Georgia is such a big program. But at the same time, I was also at first skeptical when LSU hired Coach O. You know what I'm saying? I really wanted Jimbo Fisher. Like I'm on record saying that. And I obviously I was wrong about both of those guys, yo. I'm glad I was wrong about Coach O. But yeah, like I said, the thing with him, the boneheaded fake field goal against LSU last year, the boneheaded fake punt against Bama in the SEC championship game. Those are things that's an issue. He got to make tough decisions. From what I understand and from what I hear, is that the offensive coordinator is a very, very dear friend of his. But he's not getting it done, man. It's 2019, man. LSU, we've had to learn that. Like Alabama has done it when Alabama did it when they hired Lane Kiffin as the offensive coordinator. You got to go into more modern day football, man. You got to run a spread. You got to get your athletes in space, man, and give your quarterback, easy throws and easy reads. That offense that is just not going to last, man. And Georgia has talent, yo. Like I'm telling you, I love that receiver, man. That receiver Pickens. I think he's going to be great. He gotta mature a little bit and stop fighting with teams that's like 3-9. You know what I'm saying? When you got an SEC championship game coming up the following week, you gotta stop doing selfish and stupid things like that. But he's a freshman, he's learning. You give him a pass for that because he's young. But they gotta get a more innovative offense, man. Because I'm telling you, if they keep running this type of offense they're running, Florida is gonna catch them. One thing about that, Dan Mullen doesn't have the talent yet that Georgia has, but Dan Mullen got the coaching style and the coaching staff. If you gave Dan Mullen Georgia's roster, oh my goodness, like LSU, Alabama, Georgia, we would all be in real trouble, yo. But they gotta change their scheme, man. He gotta keep focusing on the defense like he been doing. I know LSU took him apart, but LSU gonna take almost any defense apart this year. So he gotta, stay focusing on that, but he gotta get an offensive minded coach in there to come run that offense. Good evening, Mr. Dugas from down here in New Orleans. Dallas is horrible. Eagles is horrible. Yeah, we both are horrible, man, but I'm gonna say this. The Eagles got injuries. Like, the Eagles have no healthy people out there. And the Eagles have beaten the Packers at Lambeau. They've beaten the Bills in Buffalo. And they beat Chicago at home. These are all three teams that Dallas basically was getting blown out by. So, I get it. Dallas beat us in week 7. But we do play again in Philly. I feel like going forward, the Eagles going to be all right. The Eagles... how we got to do a better job in the draft and how we got to get younger. He's showing loyalty to all the people that won the Super Bowl, and I get it. But I get it. It's an emotional thing. I get it. It's the Eagles' first Super Bowl, man. So you're going to show some respect to all these guys, man. Like Brandon Graham. Brandon Graham shouldn't be getting $13.5 million. He's an older defensive end. Ronald Darby should not be getting $9 million this year. Like Jason Peters should have not still been on this roster making the money he's making. So he got to make tough decisions, man. And I think hopefully he does it. But both teams are terrible, but the Eagles got a bunch of injuries, man. And Dallas sitting there, they got a quarterback that wants money. They got a receiver that wants money. They got a bunch of guys making a lot of money on their team that's just not playing. They got to go try to find another coach. And Jerry is an emotional guy, and it's not going. People just assuming he fires Jason Garrett, and ultimately he may have no choice. But we just assuming that he's just gonna go out there and just hire a spectacular coach. He's been hiring coaches since '95. You know what I'm saying? If Jordan Howard gets healthy, we can be dangerous. Yeah, like it would definitely help to have his physical running style out there. He helped. He the one basically carried us, against Green Bay and against Buffalo and against Chicago. Those games I mentioned that we won. And not having, Miles Sanders is pretty good when he's in space. He's not really a between the tackles consistent runner like that. He's more of like a change of pace type of runner. Maybe once he gets older and gets a little more bulkier, he could become. I feel like Miles Sanders' ceiling could be like a Le'Veon Bell. If he could get bigger and get more better at running in between the tackles, I feel like he could be like a Le'Veon because he shows he could really catch the ball out the backfield. But it would definitely, because Jay Ajayi clearly Jay Ajayi is not healthy like that. And the coaches are not really giving him the ball like I thought they would have. Clearly he's lost a lot. It would have been nice, man. I don't know. Is he on a roster? I don't know if he's on a roster. I know he was with Detroit last year. I don't know if he's playing right now. It would have been nice, instead of calling Jay Ajayi, it would have been nice to bring back LeGarrette Blount for this season. You know, if you're going to bring back Jay Ajayi, you should have just brought back LeGarrette Blount instead of Jay Ajayi, man. At least we know LeGarrette Blount is healthy, and we know he's a battering ram, and we ain't got to give him a bunch of carries to be effective. But yeah, but we didn't. So, yeah, hopefully Howard could come back, man, because he definitely would bring a whole new physical dimension to to this offense. Jalen Hurts versus Joe Burrow and Justin Fields versus Trevor Lawrence. Hey, that enough said. Like that's some great quarterback matchups, man. Unlike last year, like people have mentioned, but this is amazing, man. This will be definitely must-see TV for these college football playoffs, yo. I hope Boston Scott play like that again Sunday versus Washington. I do too. Like, I hope he plays like that too, man. Yeah, that was amazing by him, man. Great performance, man. Good change of pace, catching the ball, running physical between the tackles, despite how short he is. You know, he kind of looked like a little Darren Sproles out there, man. So, yeah, I agree, man. I definitely hope, he plays like that against Washington Sunday also. We're going to need him to, Texas A&M winning the West next year, 5-star recruits. Obviously I disagree with that. I know they do have. I think they'll be better. I think they'll have a chance. Obviously they were 7-5 this year, but they played like the worst schedule in the history of college football. Man, you got to play at Clemson, at LSU. You got Alabama at home, Auburn at home. And at Georgia. Yeah, that was a brutal, murderous road schedule. Obviously they'll have a chance to win every game because, like you said, they got great recruits, and Jimbo is a proven winner. But as far as winning though, just giving them the West, like, I don't know about that. But they should be better and at least contending though. Excuse me. The media did their job trying to downplay our comeback win when the Cowboys played the same team and deemed them Super Bowl champs. The media is against the Eagles, but the Eagles will prove them wrong. Watch. Yeah, speaking of the media, man, my goodness, I was just worn out with all this Eli Manning nonsense last night, man. I was so excited that the Eagles won. I forgot to mention that in my post-game video last night because I was just happy we won, so I wasn't thinking about it. But man, was I annoyed with all this Eli Manning? Oh, like he's some legend. Like, I could see if this was Tom Brady, went dwindling down, or this was Drew Brees or Aaron Rodgers, or any of them, man. But Eli, man, the dude is a 500 quarterback, like under 500 now. Like, my goodness, man, I just was, man, speaking of the meat, man, ESPN was killing me with that, man. Like, bruh, I get it, it's New York, he got they give him too much credit for them 2 Super Bowls, too, to be honest with you, man. He scored 17 points and 21 points in those games, man. That goes to show you the defense had a lot to do with those wins. Like, in those 2 Super Bowls, all I remember him really doing is making a lucky throw to Tyree and a nice throw. I give him the throw to Plexico was a big time throw to win the game, and a great throw on the sideline to Manningham. Besides that, I mean, really, like, come on, man, like that. Whew. But yeah, obviously the media do want Dallas to win it because it would be more viewership or things to talk about. So I agree the media ain't really that fond of the Eagles like that. Oklahoma's defense is going to get dunked on by LSU. I cannot wait to see the Tigers destroyed as soon as go Tigers. Yeah, they should. Like, LSU definitely should be able to drop like a whole bunch of points on Oklahoma, man. LSU really could score 50 in this game if they really pedal to the metal and try. Oklahoma, LSU should really destroy him. Because I know Oklahoma could score, and Jalen Hurts, obviously, he's a Heisman finalist. Obviously, Lincoln Riley is a great offensive-minded coach. And they gonna score some on LSU, yo. But LSU's defense is playing better, so they ain't gonna score as much on LSU as you would think, they would. It's gonna be a home game for LSU, basically, man. LSU is gonna just absolutely take over Atlanta for this game. And yeah, man, Burrow gonna be the Heisman Trophy winner. So yeah, like I can't wait to see it too, man. And LSU should be able to go up and down the field on that team. What's up, Ray Branson? Appreciate you tuning in. Wins MVP. After what he did last night, like, granted he ain't gonna win it, but I mean, bro, I don't know many quarterbacks that could go out there without missing their top 3 wide receivers, their right tackle, and their top running back, yo, and win a game regardless of who you playing. I don't know many, and it's not like the Eagles got an elite defense neither. So I don't know many teams that could have go out there and got that done last night in the rain, nevertheless. I know we tossed the salad to Notre Dame in 12. I want to do it again. I can't complain about tossing the salad to Harbaugh. He'll shut his mouth the SEC after that. I mean, he better. Cause I'm just tired of him talking, man. And you never won anything. Like, he's constantly running his mouth and he hasn't won anything, yo. So yeah, it would be pretty cool to see for once. I would actually roll with Alabama in that game, yo. Like, just to see Harbaugh getting it just shoved in his face, and for all the Michigan fans to start talking about him, being on the hot seat, yo. Zach Ertz is the best tight end in the NFL. He's definitely one of them, yo. For me, he's definitely the best route runner of all of them. Of course, obviously, you got Travis Kelce in Kansas City, and you got that monster in San Francisco, George Kittle. Man, what a play he made in the end of that game. But but I love having Ertz, man. I definitely love having my guy out there. What up, KO's the Filthy? Appreciate you tuning in. What's up, Mr. Duke? Hey, what's going on with you, yo? Just enjoying this live session, yo. What's up, Brandon Reese? Appreciate you tuning in. What up, Mr. Dugai? I think that of all the SEC teams that's going to a bowl game outside of LSU this year, I think that Texas A&M is under the most pressure to win their game because of the hype. I mean, I see your point. Me personally, I think it would be Georgia that's under the most pressure. Because people are starting to kind of turn on Kirby already, which I think, like Brian Dennis Stadium mentioned, which I think is like absurd. Because they feel like they should be winning. I give A&M a little bit of a pass this year because they had such a brutal schedule, man. I think next year should be make or break for them. I had somebody mention that they think they'll win the West next year. I don't quite know about that, but I definitely think they will be more competitive, strictly because of the fact, I mean, they got an easier schedule, so they automatically should be more competitive. But I would go. I see what you're saying, but I would go with Georgia. I feel like Georgia has to beat Baylor. If Georgia lose to Baylor, like, that's really not a good look, man. Losing to Texas was bad enough, but losing to Baylor, like, that would really be a bad look, man. And another thing for Georgia too, like, I think that South Carolina game cost them. I think if they would have went into this game undefeated like LSU did, and maybe the committee still slide them in at 4, maybe, who knows. But yeah, like, I think Georgia, like, definitely has to win they Sugar Bowl game against Baylor. What's up, Michael Moran? Appreciate you tuning in. Hey, Mr. Duke, I love watching your videos. Do you think Jerry should pay Dak? First off, greatly appreciate the support, man. That's a good question. I think he should pay. I think he should be the quarterback for Dallas going forward. But I don't think he should get the type of money he's asking for. Like, he's asking for $40 million. Now, if you got to give him 30 something, I get it. he's played, I give it to him, though I believe it's because he has healthier weapons. He's played better than Wentz and Golf this season. But so he deserves money. But as far as like this 40 million a year setting the market thing, I don't think he should get that. Notre Dame fans last year said that they were going to the national title after they beat Syracuse 36-3. Clemson kills the Irish 30-3. Notre Dame, man, I'm just tired of them, man. Like they should never be in the playoff, man. That team, speaking of a team with nothing but hype, man. I mean, these guys, man, come out there, get in the playoff, get in the national championship game in 2012, gets absolutely boat raced by Alabama. Then they come there last year, plays Clemson, and gets boat raced in the semifinal, man. No matter who they play in a championship, college football type of setting, they gonna get boat raced. So it's like I was glad to see them lose 2 games this year, just to know that they're not gonna try to put them in there. While I'm an Eagles fan, but I definitely think Eli is a Hall of Famer. His stats put him there, plus Super Bowl victories, and he is 2-0 versus Tom the Terrible. I mean, now I know they're gonna put him there. I know he will be a Hall of Famer, but I don't think he should be. Like, I just think that he's one of the most overrated quarterbacks in NFL history. He has a gazillion, he has some stats, he's played long. Like, just like, I mean, with all due respect to Frank Gore, I mean, Frank Gore is third or fourth on the NFL's all-time rushing list or something like that. Do you really consider Frank Gore a top 5 running back of all time? No. But because he played for 35 years, he's gonna accumulate stats. Now, no slight on him, but just being honest. He gonna accumulate stats, and he's healthy, so he's out there, he's gonna put up numbers. Same for Eli. Eli had what, 200 and something consecutive starts. Eli would never get injured, which is, credit to him. He stayed healthy, so he's gonna put up yards and he's gonna put up touchdowns. He isn't garbage. I'm not gonna say like he sucks, like he shouldn't, get any type of, like any type of recognition at all. But as far as a Hall of Fame or being one of the greatest of all time, I mean, I just think that's a bit much, yo. Oh, what's up, Darnell, man? Hey, greatly appreciate the super chat, man. What up, G? Your boys pulled it out in OT. It was looking ugly. It was looking real ugly, man. I was ready to flip things, man, in the house, man. But I'm so glad we pulled it out, man. And hey, thanks so much for the super chat, man. Greatly appreciate that, yo. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Where was I? Hold on. I'm coming, y'all. Lost where I was at. Hold on. Let's see. All right, here we go. Yeah. What's up, Dwayne RTR? Appreciate you tuning in. Hi, Mr. Dugas. Congrats to LSU. As much as I like Jalen Hurts, them Oklahoma boys don't stand a chance. LSU will be in the natty. Hey, greatly appreciate it, man. Yeah. Like I said, I know Hurts gonna put up a fight, man. I know that guy is a natural born winner. And Oklahoma gonna, should score some points. But you're right. I think LSU just gonna score too much on their defense, man. Barring anything really unexpected happening. But yeah, like, like man, LSU in a national championship game in New Orleans, man. Like I said, I would have to be out there, man, in that atmosphere. That would just be amazing, man. I really hope we get it done, man. Then you got Oklahoma that lost all 3 times in the first round when they got in. It'll be interesting. Yeah, yeah, they lost it. Then especially I know they lost to Clemson, Georgia, and that Georgia Rose Bowl game was a classic, man. Georgia came all the way back and beat them, man. It looked like Oklahoma was gonna run them clean out of Pasadena. And then last year against Alabama, which I could see that being a similar game where they just couldn't stop Alabama at all. Like they scored a few points later, but yeah, it's interesting. It's definitely some some good playoffs this season. What's up, Clemson Tigers? Appreciate you tuning in. Tigers, Clemson versus Tigers, LSU. Hey, that's what I'm hoping it is, yo. That's definitely what I'm hoping it is, yo. I really want to see that matchup. I've like I said, like a Ohio State fan mentioned, maybe it's because of the media. I agree with him. I think it is, but I've grown a dislike for Ohio State this season, man. So I really hope Clemson put it to them, man. I hope Clemson really puts it to Ohio State. And obviously LSU to Oklahoma. And what a championship game that would be, man. Tigers versus Tigers, Death Valley versus Death Valley down in New Orleans. Defending national champs coming in on a 29-game winning streak against the Heisman Trophy winner, next year's #1 pick versus this year's #1 pick. Great receiving cores, great running backs, underrated defenses. Man, what a matchup it would be, man. When having a conversation about all-time great NFL QB, it depends on what you're judging them on. Eli ranks 6th all-time in percentage, in 7th in yards, 8th in TDs, and 11th in wins, all-time with 2 rings. Let's be honest, the main reason Mark Richt got fired from Georgia was mainly because he couldn't beat Florida enough. He was 5-10 against them. Yeah, like I said, I know Eli is gonna get in. Like it's pretty obvious like he's going to get in. For me, it's man, like you said, it is splitting hairs when we decide on NFL, quarterbacks and stuff like that. I don't want to turn into the college football committee. You know what I'm saying? Like looking at, oh yeah, you look this way, but this and that and all the other stuff. I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I know he's a Hall of Famer. By me personally, I guess for me, I'm an Eagles fan, and obviously we play Eli twice a year, and I've seen the Eagles. Go look at Eli's career record against the Eagles. It's miserable. Like the Eagles have absolutely owned Eli Manning, and for me personally, man, I just look at a quarterback that thrown a lot of interceptions. I look at a quarterback that, has like a under 500 career winning, like wins or whatever. A lot of those numbers are inflated because he, to his credit, I don't want to discredit him for that. He stayed healthy. He never dealt with injuries. So, he been playing since 2004, like we in 2019. And he started basically 16 games a year, in all of those seasons. So that's a lot of games. Like that's a lot of games to accumulate stats and to get yards and touchdowns and wins, So I think he's third all time for the longest, amount of games starting consecutively. It's kind of similar to Brett Favre. Like I felt like Brett Favre was slightly overrated. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that he played so many games, he's gonna pile on stats. So that's just my opinion when it comes to that. And as far as the Mark Richt thing, I mean, yeah, like that's why they let Mark Richt go. Now granted, I'm gonna say this. Kirby has, Mark Richt with the exception of, was it the 2002 season? I think they went to the Sugar Bowl. The 2000 and they also went there in 2005 when they beat LSU for the SEC championship. But then they got destroyed by West Virginia in the Sugar Bowl. And they was a win in 2012. Aaron Murray was driving them down to win the SEC. They win that game, did go to the national championship and destroy Notre Dame. But they came up short. So Mark Richt, man, did a solid job, but Kirby has done a great job. Kirby had this team in a national championship game and in 3 straight SEC championship games. That's something Mark Richt hasn't done. So, I mean, I don't know what Georgia fans want, man. Like I said, the only problem with Kirby is that he needs to get a legit offensive coordinator that's running more of a modern day type of scheme. OSU is for real, but you can't count Clemson out. Looking forward to that game. I'm looking forward to that game also, man. I just feel like Clemson gonna take it to them. I watched Ohio State. I watched the whole game against Michigan, and I watched the whole game against Wisconsin on Saturday. And I'm telling you, like, they have talent, like, but I just want to see how they do against another team with equal or even more talent than they have. I felt like they just out athletic everybody they played. You know, Clemson is coming in with athletes, yo, with talent everywhere. Like I see Justin Field, he's great. He's very talented, and obviously he's going to just continue to get better and better. But when I watch him, I notice at times he's not consistently accurate. So you can't get away with that against the LSUs and the Clemsons, of the world. You can't even get away with that against, Georgia, Alabama, Florida and Auburn. You know what I'm saying? Being inaccurate like that. So, and I see a defense that if Chase Young doesn't get to the quarterback, you could throw on them a little bit. So that's why I just really think that Clemson is really going to take it to them, man. But, hey, I am looking forward. It'll be cool. See LSU game, man. I'm probably going to, for the first time all year, man, I'm probably going to go to like a bar or something for the LSU game, man, for the Oklahoma game. So, I'll probably do my halftime video like live at a location. I don't know where yet, but I'm going to go somewhere enjoy the game out the house for a change. As I watched I went to the LSU Florida and the LSU Georgia Southern games, but all the other games I basically enjoyed it at the house. So yeah, I'm gonna probably get out the house, watch that, but I'm definitely want to be back home and relaxed and settled to check in that Ohio State Clemson game, yo. It should be a good one. Dwayne, don't you find it crazy that UGA fans already want Kirby gone? Yeah, like, it is crazy to be, yo. What's up, Cowboy X Factor? Appreciate you tuning in. Hey, Mr. Dugas, what's up? Congrats to Philly Eagles beating the New York Giants despite the slow start and all the injuries. Carson Wentz got it done, so congrats to him. Appreciate it, man. And yeah, to me, that was a big moment. I already knew it. I already felt it. Honestly, I never wavered. Anybody who follows the channels know that I'm a huge Carson Wentz believer. I do believe that whether sooner or later this team will win another Super Bowl with him under center. Now when it's gonna be, I don't know, but I think eventually it's gonna happen. And I think last night was big for him because with Aguilar, like somebody mentioned, with Aguilar being out and Jeffrey getting injured, who I think are the two cancers on the team, honestly. I think that Wentz showed people that with all the injuries, that he showed that he's capable of uplifting players around him, that he's capable of elevating their play, of carrying a team and leading a team to a victory. You know what I'm saying? I think that was big for him because he had nobody to work with. And it ensured me that whenever he gets some young wide receivers that's going to come in without any agendas, that's going to come in hungry to get paid, hungry to make plays, not worrying about all this, well, I don't like him or I want to play for foes or whatever the nonsense going on with Jeffrey and Aguilar. It's going to be great to see him out there with talented receivers because I feel like he's just going to do his thing. Lord, not knock on wood, it's still what 3 games left and maybe a playoff game or 2. But I felt like this year, to this point, he showed he's got over the hump about him being injured. Like the talk into the season is he's always injured. And, he got banged up a little bit here and there, by taking hits, but who don't? You know what I'm saying? He started every game. And he's going to start Sunday. So, unless something happened the next couple of weeks, God forbid, he got over the hump of being healthy, finishing a season. Then if the Eagles win the division, he's going to get over the mental hump of playing in a playoff game. Whether it looks like it's a good chance if we do get there, it would be the Seahawks. whether we win that game or lose that game, it's still a great experience for him, to know that, hey, I could finish the season, I could lead the team into the playoffs, and I could finish the season as the quarterback. That's a big mental hurdle for him, yo. And I feel like going forward is going to do nothing but be beneficial to him, yo. What do you think about the petition against Michael Vick participating in the Pro Bowl? I think he's paid his debt to society. He works to end animal cruelty. What more do they want? I'm glad you brought that up, and I completely agree with you. This nonsense, man, about you got a bunch of, I'm not going to get into what every NFL player has done, but obviously you got NFL players, past and present, that have done things that they're not proud of. Now, granted, it may not be to the significance of what Michael Vick did. I understand that. But all this, like, removing him, man, trust me, Vick played for my Eagles, man. And we signed him fresh, like when he finished being incarcerated, we signed him. And he came in basically as like a third string quarterback because he was behind Donovan McNabb and Kevin Cobb. And they even had talk that he was, we used him in wildcat situations. They had some people thought that we was gonna use him as like a wide receiver and some stuff like that. Going into the following season, his second year with the team, we traded McNabb to Washington. Kevin Cobb was the starter. And we know Kevin Cobb gets injured in the first game against Green Bay. Vick goes out there, lights it up, becomes, basically a Pro Bowl quarterback, leads us to the division, lose short to Green Bay, but gets $100 million contract. After that, kind of had 2 seasons where it didn't go well. Chip Kelly comes in. Vick early that year was like an MVP candidate. Vick was amazing. Then he gets a little banged up. Nick Foles comes in. Nick Foles takes over the job. And that whole time that Vick was a member of the Philadelphia Eagles, man, he couldn't have been more of a model citizen. Like, he was just, he didn't pout, he didn't complain. He went up there, did a press conference on side of Nick Foles after they said that Nick Foles is now the starter. He even said, "Hey, they should start Nick Foles. He's playing amazing." And it's just, that's people. That's the world, man. What we got to do is we got to focus more on positive people. There's always going to be people who feel like people should just get executed for doing anything negative. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, what he did was bad. And I'm not fond of what he did. And he should have done time for that. And he did. But I mean, he came out and he never did it again. I could understand if he came out and he did it again. He's done the best with the circumstances that he's been given. And to take him off of the Pro Bowl, a petition for that, it's ridiculous. Obviously, I don't think the NFL is going to listen to these people and go along with it. So good. If people want to supposedly not watch the Pro Bowl or whatever because of that, that's them. You know what I'm saying? I believe in, unless it's certain things that I won't really get into, that I believe if you do that, for me personally, I just can't ever get over that. But that's really not one of them. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, it's wrong what he did. But for me, I guess for me personally, it's terrible. But me, I'm from the South, obviously. I'm from Louisiana. And unfortunately, man, that's a thing out here. It's not as big as it used to be. But like when I was in high school and all that, dog fighting was a big thing. Like I never participated in it. I never enjoyed it, but I didn't care for it. But I know people that did it. And it's not right. It's wrong. You know what I'm saying? But he did his time for that. He did his time for that, yo. And I didn't like when he did it. And, I was glad he got incarcerated. But he did his time, and he's been a model citizen since he came out. So those people could take their petitions and shove it somewhere, What's up, Big Daddy KB? Appreciate you tuning in. How are you doing, sir? Do you think LSU will win the national championship next year? Ooh, next year, huh? I mean, I don't know about that, man. For one, I want to focus on I want to get it this year. For one, obviously, and for two, I mean, I can't say, man. It's hard. It's gonna be hard. You would expect Alabama to bounce back. You would expect A&M to get better. Um, Georgia, still gonna be around, obviously. Clemson's still gonna be pretty good. A lot of teams, there's gonna be a team out of nowhere that comes up, surprises us. So I can't say, like, I can't really say. I gotta see LSU's quarterback situation. Um, I'm on record saying I'm not a huge Miles Brennan guy. Like, I don't really believe in him like that. There are rumors and whirling rumblings that LSU may try to get De'Aaron King, the graduate transfer from Houston, who is a very, very talented quarterback. I would love to see him in this system next year. Obviously, LSU got tough games. You got to play at Florida. You got to play at A&M. You got to play at Auburn. Those are three brutal road games. You get Bama at home. So, I mean, maybe, maybe not. It's a chance they don't. Uh, the odds would probably say they don't. With Joe Burrow, with Jambalaya Joe not being there, you would have to say you don't expect us to win it all next year. But I just want to finish this year first, man. I want to win it this year. I really want to win it this year, man. Then I'll worry about next year later. But now LSU is going to be really good next year. But to win it all next year, it's going to be tough, man. Without Jambalaya Joe out there. At Bryant Dennis Stadium, I have a friend that's a Georgia fan that wants Kirby. No, so smart, not so smart, fired already. Yeah, these people crazy, man. Yeah, they crazy. My bad, got a little knocked off there, but we back in business. Let's see, where was I? I apologize for that. Had a little technical difficulty there. Hold on, let's see. I apologize, man. I'm trying to get back. It's not letting me get all the way to the other comments. If I missed some of y'all comments, man, I apologize, man. I can't get all the way back to the top where I was before. But if you commented something and I never responded on it, or if you asked me a question or commented on it, I never got to it, just feel free to ask me the question again or make your comment again. I still got around another 20-something minutes or so left, so y'all fire away. I can't get back to the top where I was, I got knocked offline where I was. It won't let me get back there because I'm trying to go through everybody in order. So if I didn't respond to you, just message, just comment again or ask me your question again, yo. You a real G. Hey, I greatly appreciate that, Darnell, man. And thank you once again, man, for that super chat, man. Greatly, greatly appreciate that, yo. What's up, Jerry Jr.? Appreciate you tuning in. At Winter Striker, no, I don't, but I do know we kicked y'all. Well, I couldn't see what you're saying. It cut me off from that point. Eagles versus Skins, who you got? I got the Eagles, man. I'm relieved that they ain't got to play a veteran quarterback this week, man. I'm relieved that they get a young quarterback that, they could throw some different type of looks at him, That's going to be a relief, man, because seemingly when the Eagles go up against, well, they did good against Brady and Russell Wilson, especially Russell Wilson. Brady is struggling. He don't have good receivers out there to work with, but they did a good job against Seattle. But it's going to be a relief to play a young, inexperienced quarterback, for a change. What's up, Blue Star Legends 214 #wireless? Appreciate you tuning in. What's going on, my guy? Happy holidays to you and your family. Eagles in my hide and Jekyll Cowboys. Can't wait. Good win for the Eagles on last night. Gotta give credit where credit is due. Can't wait. Good win for the Eagles on last night. Gotta give credit where credit is due. Much respect. Hey, greatly appreciate that, man. Happy holidays to you and your family as well as everybody, man. I wish all of y'all a happy holidays, man. It's a beautiful time of the year. Christmas coming around, New Year's, spending time with the loved ones. In football, and it's real football now. Like it's college, you got the bowl games, man. You got the playoffs. NFL, you got division races heating up. You got playoff positioning heating up, man. So yeah, it's definitely a beautiful time of the year, yo. Greatly appreciate that, man. Notre Dame fans have a sense of entitlement. They really do, yo. I greatly appreciate. I really believe that. Like they do, man. But it's not the Lou Holtz days, man. They can't. They're not gonna beat anybody with real significant talent like that. You know, Eagles might lose to the Redskins. Dallas Eagles. Here we go. Like I said, Dallas might lose to the Rams. The Dallas got a better chance losing to the Rams than the Eagles do to the Redskins. The Rams look like they figured a couple of things out Sunday night against the Rams, yo. Against the Seahawks. You know they're gonna throw Jalen Ramsey over there and take Amari Cooper out the game. Aaron Donald is gonna be a beast up front, especially with Dallas missing their right guard for the season. And you know Dallas defense just ain't playing well unless DeMarcus Lawrence or Robert Quinn or Michael Bennett get a sack. They ain't stopping nobody. And Gurley look like he got his feet back under him. You know, those receivers are doing their thing. Basically Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp. I don't know what happened to Brandon Cooks. Eagles beat the Redskins. Rams beat the Cowboys. Eagles beat the Cowboys next week. Division over. And the Eagles, as a Dallas fan, man, like, the Eagles are just decimated with injuries, man. Like, how can you be tied with the Eagles right now, man? It's just, you should be upset with your own team for that, man. What's up, Jason Hughes? Appreciate you tuning in. Just checking in. Hey, greatly appreciate you checking in, yo. You and everybody that's on the live, man. Even if you Cowboy fans that's trying to annoy me. Eagles will not win out. Okay, whatever. Neither will the Cowboys. We beat, what's up, Winter Striker? Appreciate you tuning in. We beat 5 teams y'all couldn't even beat. You sound like a clown. Yeah, that's true. At Winter Striker, you guys can't even beat the Dolphins. Okay, but the fact that y'all lost to the Bears, that Dolphins game don't even matter. We are tied. Y'all don't understand that if the Eagles beat Dallas next week, the Eagles will win the NFC East, yo. That's something that Dallas is not. They just so caught up on, week 7, we beat y'all, week 7. You got to do it again. This ain't college football. This is the NFL. We in the division. We played twice, not once, twice. So you got to come to Philly next Sunday and do it again. You know what I'm saying? Week 7 and us losing to the Dolphins, that don't matter. Especially if we got a very winnable game with the Redskins. You got a very losable game with the Rams, yo. And then if that go down like that and the Eagles win next week, the Eagles don't even have to play week 17. It's already over. Jets and Bills, at least we beat a team that was over 500. Exactly. Redskins want you, bum. Yeah, okay. Whatever, man. Let's see. NFL is rigged. Facts. I mean, hey, the officiating this season has been terrible, man. The officiating has absolutely been terrible this season, yo. That's right, Winter Striker, man. Get him. Get him, Winter Striker. Get him. Because they're delusional. And it's not even all the fans, man. They got some real, Dallas fans, man, that's logical. They're not happy with their team right now. They're not happy about not getting past the second round since 95. But you got these delusional fans that want to sit here because they don't feel good about anything. So about their team. So instead of them being like a real fan that's like, man, bro, the Eagles won a Super Bowl just a couple of years ago, man. Most of the players on that team was on that Super Bowl team. They got a head coach that done coached their team to a Super Bowl. We sitting here with a coach that only got the job because he's friends with Jerry Jones. And we sitting here with a roster full of guys that got a bunch of money that's not playing well. Like, that should make you concerned. You know what I'm saying? Even if, let's say, hypothetically, Dallas wins the division, you're not getting past the second round. You may not get past the first round. You know what I'm saying? So even if that, okay, say the Eagles don't make the playoffs, okay, Eagles, I feel like we all right either way. If we win the division, great. Y'all trash. We injured and still win the division. We go out there, our quarterback gets playoff experience. We go in the next season knowing what we need, go get these receivers and maybe cornerbacks. Dallas, you go there, anything short of getting the NFC Championship game for Dallas is a failure. Like, it's something you haven't done. You don't even have to win a Super Bowl. You don't even have to get to a Super Bowl. You just got to get to an NFC Championship game to feel legit. And that's something your franchise struggles to do. But yeah, I could laugh at y'all because y'all ain't been doing nothing in recent memory. You know, all you could hold on to is Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin. We sitting there, regardless of what the Eagles do the rest of the year, you could sit here and be like, okay, the Eagles, we played without Deshaun all year with one game. Let Dak play a whole season without Amari Cooper and see how that go. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Going on YouTube and taunting Eagles fans must be a wonderful life to have when you support a team that can't beat a team that's over 500, man. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just pathetic, man. Like, it's pathetic, man, for like to just sit here and like everything I'ma just do is be a troll. At least when I troll the Cowboys, like I'm critical of my Eagles when my Eagles come out and lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm critical of the Eagles. But, you know, you got Dallas fans like this that sit there. When they lose, they just want to not talk about it. Like, their response to what's going on with their team is, well, the Eagles suck. Like, you're not concerned about your own. Wouldn't you feel good to finally win? You want to find happiness by seeing somebody else lose. Don't you want your team to win a Super Bowl? Don't you want your team to get past the second round? Like, but, you know, since they ain't focused on that, I mean, I don't really know what to say, man. What do you honk about the Patriots and their cheaters? If they filming the Bengals, best believe they got us all Belichick. I mean, yeah, that is interesting, man. Apparently some more things coming out about that whole ordeal. Apparently they was doing something for like filming or something like that. But yeah, it ain't a good look, man. Like, of course, obviously everybody, when you hear the Patriots recording something, you know what we all gonna think. So yeah, it is not a good look, yo. Patriots are not cheaters, I guess. Like, they cheaters, bro, you know it. Prescott overshaved head. No, they not mad because you couldn't beat them last year. yo, this guy's a professional troll, man. I love Carson and his personality. I'm glad he got a big payday. He earned it. I love Wentz too, man. Wentz is gonna come out of this season better than ever, man. I felt like I like the fact that I don't like obviously how the season went up to this point. But I like the fact that what I've seen out of my quarterback is that he dealt with a lot of adversity this year, man. You know, you got people booing him. You know, you out there with no receivers. You got receivers going behind your back, like talking about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got people crying for foes. You got all these issues, and every week, man, he's out there fighting. He's out there trying to get better. He's not making excuses. He's not throwing anybody under the bus. Every week he's just fighting, regardless of what the fans think of him, regardless of how he's playing. He's going out there every week and he's fighting. Like, I believe in that guy, man. And like I said, you don't even hear talk about injuries anymore. You know, like I said, I know, knock on wood, I know there's still a few games left. But, you know, coming into this season, the mental hurdle for him was to stay healthy. And up to this point, he's done it. So what I like about him is I feel like whenever adversity hits him, he's gonna stand in there. He's gonna take it on. He's gonna deal with it, and he's gonna get better for it. He's not gonna cry. He's not gonna point fingers. So he's gonna go out there and just keep doing his thing. And as an Eagles fan, I absolutely love it, yo. What's up, Jeff Mullen? Appreciate you tuning in. Mr. Dugas, breaking news that Aranda taking a head coaching job at UNLV. Whoa, really? What? Any idea who would want LSU to target to replace him if he leaves? I like Charlie Strong or Corey Raymond to run the D next. Dang, for real? That really just happened, yo? Hold on, man. Not that I'm discrediting you, but I gotta see this, man. Dang, I did not know that, man. Hold on. Let me get more details on this, man. I also see other breaking news. Joe Brady won the Brawls Award, man. So shout out to Joe Brady for that, yo. Let's see. Dang, man. I thought he would have left for like a bigger job than that, man, if he was to leave. Dave Aranda could be named UNLV head coach soon. LSU DC Aranda has emerged as focus of UNLV coaching search. A deal could be sorted out as early as within 24 hours. Mentioned already at Colorado State is also in the mix. He's the highest paid assistant in the country. Wow, it looked like he hasn't officially took it yet, but it looked like it is a real chance that he's gonna take it. I'm a little surprised by that, man. Shout out to him, man. Obviously, that's what happens whenever you got assistants that do well. Of course, Joe Brady gonna get his opportunities in the near future. I thought he would have took a bigger job than that, man. I really thought that he would have held out for either NFL defensive coordinator position or a job at a big Power 5 school. Now, I know like the Florida States of the world and those teams ain't really gonna offer him, but I thought well, then again, I don't know, man. I guess the bigger jobs are not really want to hire a coordinator like that, I guess. So I mean, shout out to him. It's a tough blow to LSU, man, obviously. I'm glad you told me that, man. Shout out to you, Jeff Mullen. I was not aware of that. It's a tough blow. Now, if he does take the job, I'm curious, will he coach the playoffs? That's what I'm curious about. Because I know some coaches, some assistants, like I remember, for instance, in 2007, our last championship year, Nebraska hired Bo Pelini to be their head coach. And he finished out. He coached the national championship game. So I'm curious if Dave Aranda is gonna, coach the semifinal and potentially a national championship game, or if he's just gonna jump on and, head that way. But as far as your second part of the your comment, as far as who would be a good replacement, I like Charlie Strong. I would really like to see Charlie Strong. One thing I know about Coach O, man, Coach O gonna get the best guy he can in here. LSU gonna have the money to pay, the next DC to come in here. But you gotta get a good DC in here, man. You gotta get a good one in here. Because obviously we got a good thing going with these recruits. We got a good, scheme we've been running. I know the defense hasn't been as great as it's been in recent memory, but I have complete faith in Dave Aranda, man, to figure things out. And it looks like he's figured things out, man, with his personnel. So yeah, it's a big blow, man, especially if he's not going to coach in the playoffs. It's a big blow. It looks like a deal could be in place within 24 hours. I'm a little surprised because I thought he would eventually move for a bigger job. But then again, at the same time, I understand it a little bit because, college football is going more to offensive, like everybody want to find the next offensive genius. You know what I'm saying? I think if Joe Brady continues with the success that he's having, eventually either an NFL team gonna offer him an offensive coordinator job, or a real like a big Power 5 school will offer him a head coaching job. So I guess with Aranda, it is kind of slim pickings for defensive coordinators to get big Power 5 jobs. It's not like it used to be when, Muschamp got the Florida job, or and things of that nature. And Charlie Strong got the Louisville job, which is not a big job, but if he goes, I wish David Aranda all the best, man. I will have an eye on UNLV to see how he doing. I wish him well, man. I wish him much, much success over there. At least he left for a head coaching job, man. I'm glad that if he leave, it's for a head coaching job and not like a lateral move. Like, A&M, like Jimbo really tried to get him over there, a year or two ago, and he stayed put, or like John Chavis did, years ago when he went over there to A&M with Kevin Sumlin, made that lateral move. So, shout out to him, man. I wish him all the best, man. I'm a little surprised by that. Thanks for telling me that, because I had no clue. What if Georgia lose to Baylor? Bet them salty Georgia fans slowly roll against Bama fans. Yeah, if Georgia lose to Baylor, then, now granted, I don't think that me and Kirby Smart should be on the hot seat, but I know the fans really are going to ratchet up the heat on him if they lose 2 Sugar Bowls in a row to 2 Big 12 schools. Jerry Jr., I'm not really, bro. They've been caught before. He keeps going on explain that. They probably will. I'm going to foot for Baylor so I can pick on some more. Root for Baylor, yeah. That would be something, man. Go back to stomach up with chunky soup. Wentz over Prescott. That's right. Hey, when a striker, you let him have it, yo. You let him have it, yo. Let's see. I have to say some Georgia fans are delusional. Yeah, they are, man. All they is basically is a solid offensive coordinator, away from really competing. Well, they have been really competing. I mean, away from really winning things, yo. I remember when you guys lost to the Jets and the Saints. What's up? Who knows, man? Appreciate you tuning in, man. My guy Duga, I got Minnesota as the most dangerous wild card team. Who you think? For me personally, man, I think I'll go with Seattle. Minnesota is dangerous, especially they get Adam Thielen back, man. They got the running game with Cook. They got Diggs, they got Thielen, they got Rudolph, they got a real legit defense. They are a very dangerous team, man. But they got a better roster than Seattle. But I'll go Seattle for the simple fact of Russell Wilson. I would trust Russell Wilson on the road in a big playoff atmosphere, whether it's in New Orleans or whether it's well, right now it would be either New Orleans, Dallas, or Philly. I would trust Russell Wilson in one of those spots a little more than I would trust Kirk Cousins. But with that being said, Minnesota does have a more talented team, than Seattle. So I definitely understand that. And Minnesota still got a shot, as well as Seattle, to still win their division, yo. Minnesota get Green Bay at home in week 16 on a Monday night. So that should be a real intriguing matchup. But all right, everybody, man, I gotta bounce, man. Greatly appreciate. Sorry if I didn't get a chance to get to your comment or your questions. Once the video is posted, you could comment on the video if anything you really wanted to ask me or tell me, and I'll try to get back at it. But thanks everybody once again, man, for tuning into the live. Greatly appreciate all the love and the support from everybody, man. I'm humbled, I'm honored, and I'm glad I get to do this. I look forward to this every Tuesday, yo. You stay tuned Saturday, man. The Heisman Trophy presentation looks like Jambalaya Joe is the favorite to bring it home. I may go. I'm not sure. I'll see, but I may go live for the Heisman Trophy. Not the whole thing, obviously, but I may go live like right when I know they're about to, announce the winner. So, or if not, I'll at least do a delayed recording. It depends on what I got going on. So, stay tuned for that. Eagles and Redskins Sunday. I will go live at Lord willing. I'll go live at halftime of that game. So stay tuned for that. LSU basketball got a game on Wednesday. Miami Heat about to play in a little bit. Braves still waiting to see what's up with the Josh Donaldson situation. And NFL races and everything heating up, man. Greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. Stay tuned for the videos throughout the week and the lives for the games, yo. Until then, man, y'all have a blessed one.